declassification of records concerning the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Executive Presidential Action Order, January 23rd, 2025. This is going to be good, guys. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Section 1, Policy and Purpose. More than 50 years after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the federal government has not released the public all of its records related to those events. Their families and the American people deserve transparency and truth. It is in the national interest to finally release all those records and that are to these assassinations without delay. The President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992 required all records related to the assassination of President Kennedy to be publicly disclosed in full by October 26, 2017, in the past, unless the President certifies that one, continued postponement is made necessary by the identifiable harm to the military defense, intelligent operations, law enforcement, or conduct of foreign relations, and two, the identifiable harm of such gravity that it outweighs the public interest in disclosure. President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992, Section 5G2D, Public Law 102-526, 106, Stat 34443, 448-949, codified at 44 U.S.C. 2107 note. Check that out. You definitely want to check that out. I previously accepted the proposed redactions from the executive departments and agencies in 2017 and 2018, but ordered the continued reevaluation of those remaining redactions. See temporary decertification for certain records retained to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, 82 Federal Regulation 5307-08, October 31st, 2017. Certification for certain records related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, 83rd Federal Regulation 19157-58, April 26th, 2018. In the Presidential Memorandum of April 26, 2018, I also ordered agencies to re-review each of these redactions over the next 3 years and disclose information that no longer warrants continued withholding under the standard set forth in Section 5G2D of President John F. Kennedy Assassination Records Collection Act of 1992. Very interesting. President Biden issued subsequent certifications with respective to these records in 2021, 2022, and 2023, which gave agencies additional time to review disclosure, the records, and withhold information from the disclosure. See temporary certification regarding disclosure of information in certain records relating to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, 86 Federal Regulation 59599, October 22nd, 2021. Certifications regard disclosure of information in certain records related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, 87 Federal Regulation 77967, December 15th, 2022. Certification regarding disclosure to the information certain records related to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy, 88 Federal Regulation 43-247, under June 30th, 2023. I have now determined that continued redaction and withholding of information from records pertaining to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy is not consistent with the public interest, and release of these records is long overdue. And although No act of Congress directs the release of information pertaining to the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I have determined that release of all records in the federal government's possession pertaining to each of those assassinations is also in the public interest. I wonder why. How many people who were in charge and related to that are all dead by this time? Section 2, declassified into closure. A. Within 15 days of this date of this order, the Director of National Intelligence and the Attorney General shall, in coordination with the Assistant of the President for the National Security Affairs and the Counsel to the President, present a plan to the President for a full and complete release of the records relating to the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. B. Within 45 days of this order, the Director of National Security and the Attorney General shall, in coordination with the Assistant to the President for the National Security Affairs and the Counsel for the President, review the related records of the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and present a plan to the President for full and complete release of these records. Section 3. General provisions. A. Nothing in this order shall be construed to impair or otherwise affect 1. The authority granted by law an executive department or agency or head thereof, or 2. The functions of the Director of the Office of Management and Budget relating to the budgetary, administrative, or legislative proposals. Or B. This order shall be implemented consistent with the applicable law and subject of the availability of appropriations. And C. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit, substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or other any persons. The White House, January 3rd, 23rd, 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have it.